So I usually don't go into videos. I usually don't like to make any type of wild content that's negative. But 10.2 is right around the corner. It is a legit 1 week out. And I got to talk about some things, right? I got to talk about it. So as you can see in this video that we have in the background that I'm voicing over, I am playing my warrior, right? Let me tell you something. From looking at these patch notes for warrior right now, listen, there's no way that anyone is going to play arms or fury in 10.2, right? First of all, shout out, much love to all the outlaw rogues out there. I'm super glad finally got some love, and y'all going to be wrecking shop in M plus and raids too, right? But let's talk about these patch notes that we got for arms and for fury. Now, mind you, I want to talk about real quick R2 and R4 sets for both specs. The 2 set for arms is partially good. The only good part about it is rend damage increased by 30%. That is cool, right? It's cool. Single target is cool when you hit sweeping strikes and you spread it to 2 targets. Outside of that, it would honestly probably be a waste of time. Okay. The 4 set, it's okay, right? It's not doing anything to really elevate arms, in my opinion, right? And I've done some pretty extensive testing and feel like arms is very, very behind. Now, let's talk about fury. Now, fury's tier set is poop, right? And let me tell you why. So, no one plays Odin's fury. No one. Nobody, their mama, their cousin, their sister, or their mother plays Odin's fury. Why? Because it's weak. It hits like a wet noodle. It's terrible. It is not a good, fun, cool button anymore. And the tier set is based on Odin's fury, which makes no sense because it doesn't really buff Odin's fury to make it that much better to warrant you wanting to pick that capstone to play fury. You might as well just go elsewhere in the tree and use those points anywhere else but into Odin's fury, right? So I'm a little aggravated by that, right? So let's talk about arms and what they got in 10.2. Now, this list is very, very minuscule, just the same for fury. Looking at all these other classes, they got all these great buffs and new changes and talent swaps and reworks, and arms and fury still just looks like good old arms and fury. All right, so we're going to run over these notes. All ability damage increased by 6%. Slam damage increased by 25%. So they're trying to push you to use slam more. Okay, no one really wants to hit slam. Now, this is where they get you, right? They buffed slam damage just baseline by 25%. But if you go into approved slams, its crit strike damage increase reduced to 10%, was 30. So they nerfed that by 20 freaking percent. Wow. Terrible. So they want to force you to use slam, but then slam still sucks. Why would you use slam? Because you have nothing else to hit, right? Mortal strike damage increased by 10%, so technically it's 16%, and then overpowered damage increased by 10%, which is in turn 16%, right? So they did some things with Skull Splitter, which I don't play Skull Splitter. I don't think it's any good because it causes your deep wounds to bleed out more quickly. It was an instant expiration. Yeah, no one cares about that, right? When you look at the rest of these notes, there's nothing left. There's nothing left that makes you be like, yo, I gotta play arms. Like, arms is gonna be like mid tier. It's like gonna be like A tier. It's gonna be S tier. I gotta play arms. It's nothing. The damage, nothing. It ain't it. It's just not it. Like, you see these giant Mortal Strike crits, these Blade Storm crits, Dragon Roar, nothing else. If you can see my face, I'm expressing my hurt. I'm hurting, right? Now, let's talk about Fury real quick. Let's talk about Fury. Fury Fury didn't gain anything. Like, nothing. So we'll talk about the 4 things they got. And they're all tied into one thing, reckless abandon. So reckless abandon, it affects your raging blow and your bloodthirst. That's really it. So reckless abandon's bloodbath now correctly shares its cooldown with bloodthirst. Okay. Reckless abandon now only empowers your next 1 bloodthirst or raging blow was 2. So you're only getting 1 swing of that button of empowerment. It used to be 2. I remember when it was 2. That felt okay. I feel like you was going to be able to put a little bit of work in with that, right? Reckless Abandon's bloodbath and crushing blow bonus damage has been doubled. Okay, so they doubled it to in turn try to counterbalance only getting 1 use of your empowered instead of 2. I'd rather be able to hit it twice rather than once, but have the damage doubled. I guess that depends on how many times you want to hit that button, right? Everyone's subjective to that, right? Storm of Swords now gives Slam a 9-second cooldown, was 12 seconds. No one even uses Storm of Swords, right? And then you go further down the list, and then wait, my fault. There's nothing there. Nothing. So you mean to tell me, out of all these reworks, all these talent changes, all these flipping and flopping of capstones, all these abilities being buffed and nerfed and points being pulled from here and there, and this is all you could come up with for Arms and Fury? When I tell you Fury and Arms is stale, boy, it is stale, right? But what I would like is if it was stale, at least do some damn damage. It is pitiful. It is so bad. Now, when I was doing this testing, I was going into these dungeons on the PTR at 476 item level. I had Ret Pallies, Outlaw Rogues, DHs, Enhanced Shamans, Survival Hunters, all coming in around 350, 355, 360, and completely smoking my boots with damage. Single target, AoE, everything. When I said I wanted to literally cut my desk in half, I was so furious with how my specs felt. I literally wanted to jump out of my window, like head first, land on my neck, like take a permanent nap, night. That's how I was feeling. And I was like, there's no way. I was like, maybe they're just going to do some tuning. And then I thought about like, yo, we only got a week. We have 1 week and then a week of intermission before the actual season starts. And this is how my class feels. What do I do? What do I say? Should I write Blizzard a letter and talk to them like, hey, yo, Blizz, y'all, I don't know if y'all forgot some numbers or whatnot, but Arms and Fury just ain't feeling so hot. Now, I could blame it on, hey, maybe I just suck. First of all, it's Warrior. Like, come on, that's what I bleed. I know what I'm doing, right? Or maybe scaling could be off. I don't know, right? But from how it's looking right now, if you're an Arms or Fury Warrior main, you might want to just go ahead and find you another class to play, because we're not looking so good. But there's still hope, right? There's still time to adjust and change things and maybe try some different builds is maybe what I should do, and see if I can figure out the algorithm, crack the code to seeing why Arms and Fury wasn't touched as much as everything else. Maybe there's something that I'm missing and these 2 specs are actually cracked. But I think I'm right about this one, and we are not. We are just broken in the sense of you sweep it up, throw it in the trash. No one wants to play, right? Comment down below. Let me know what class, what spec you're playing, how you feel about the changes that you've gotten for 10.2, and hopefully no one else in the comments is an arms or fear warrior main? And if so, just come sit in the corner with me, because we can just be sad together. All right, like, comment, subscribe, and please fix us, Blizz. Fix us.